Hi everyone, this is Ashley from A Little Something White. We're often asked what a trunk show is, and so I'm here to answer that question for you today. Before we get into the details about what a trunk show is, there's a part of the bridal world that I want to explain to you that will help make sense as to what a trunk show is. When we obviously have about 10 to 12 different designers that we carry in the store. And twice a year, we are able to see the brand new collections for those designers. That's typically in April and October. And it's super exciting. We get to see all these beautiful new dresses, and while we're seeing them, we think, oh my gosh, we can't wait to show these to our brides. The reality is, once we see those collections, it takes them about 6 months to arrive in stores after we place our orders. And so we want to have the opportunity to bring those styles into A Little Something White to show to our brides before they arrive in our store 6 months later. And so that is the purpose of a trunk show. It allows us to get the freshest styles straight from the runway into A Little Something White for you to see before they will arrive in our store later this year. And so that's the important thing to know first about trunk shows and the reason why we have them. So what is a trunk show? It's a multi-day event that takes place in the store, usually over a weekend. At A Little Something White, we typically have our trunk shows start on a Thursday and end on a Sunday. That's typically the greatest amount of time we can have to show a collection before we ship it on to another store around the country. Another important thing to know is that not only do we have the brand new dresses from the most recent runway show for our designers, but we also bring in some of the best sellers from prior seasons. And sometimes these are dresses we already have in the store, but sometimes they're not. And so you'll really get probably about 10 to 20 additional dresses to try on during a trunk show weekend that wouldn't normally be here in the store. Another really important part of trunk shows, something that our brides enjoy, is sometimes designers will offer promotions for trunk shows. So examples of what those promotions might be is if you purchase a dress from a designer, you'll get 10% off that dress, or others have done, if you purchase the dress, you'll get $300 off. Sometimes they'll say, purchase a dress, you get a free veil. And it all varies according to what a particular designer is offering at that time. The other part that I actually think is the most exciting, and this is because we absolutely love the designers we work with and love introducing them to our brides, is that sometimes designers will actually be present for the trunk show. And so we're really fortunate that a lot of our designers live in the tri-state area, not far from our store, and they can actually come here to work one-on-one with our brides. I have to tell you that some of the most incredible experiences that I've seen take place here, and the most exciting and most fun appointments, have been times when a bride chooses a dress from a designer and she happens to be here to congratulate her. It's not necessary, but it's something unique, something special, and something that's a lot of fun. And then lastly, along with having a designer here, one of the great things about a trunk show is that you sometimes, you may love a dress from a designer but want to make some changes to it. And those changes can sometimes be hard to translate from you to us to the designer. When we have the designer standing here and you're looking at her and telling her what you want to change about this dress to make it truly yours and truly unique, having the designer here and having him or her able to see what you're hoping to do is a great experience, and is something that we can do customizations all the time. They tend to translate better when there's a designer present to work one-on-one with you. We hope this information about trunk shows was helpful. To see a list of upcoming trunk shows at A Little Something White, you can visit our website at alittlesomethingwhite.com, and on the events page there's a calendar, and that will show you all of our upcoming trunk shows. If you're interested in a trunk show for a particular designer and you don't see it listed, it's always worth reaching out to us to ask. You never know if we have one coming up later in the year that's just hasn't been added to the website yet. The other thing that's important to know is, even if we don't have an upcoming trunk show for a designer, but there is a dress that you're really, really interested in from their most recent collection, we can sometimes borrow that dress from the designer. So please, even if we don't have a trunk show, make sure to reach out to us and let us know what styles you have your eye on, because we can work to get that style in for you even if a trunk show is not taking place. Thanks so much, everyone.